Welcome, everyone. We will get started in a couple of minutes. Let's wait for the others to head over here.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me well, Sigan?
Yeah, we can hear you all right.
Perfect.
All right, I think we can get started. Welcome, everyone, to the first parallel session of today's event. This will be on the iDays program by EIT Health. I'm Siddhant, and I will help facilitate this session. But it's Lorena who will be handling the presentation and who will tell you a little bit more about iDays. Over to you, Lorena.
Thank you so much, Sidan, for the presentation. So, good morning, everyone. I'm Loredana Gonzalez. I'm part of the EIT Health Spain education team. And I'm in charge of the Students Track and New Fellowship Program and activity leader of eDays. So I'm going to introduce you the eDays or Innovation Days program. And I will be happy to answer your questions afterwards. So what I really want you to make sure to remember about the eDays is that it's a challenge-based learning event. It means it trains participants in innovation, entrepreneurship, design thinking methods, and pitching. These days aim to inspire creativity and collaboration while encouraging a new generation of health innovators. So these events target all undergraduate and postgraduate students with an interest in healthcare innovation. They do not require any prerequisite of or knowledge in terms of innovation, entrepreneurship, or healthcare, just an interest in the topics. So it's very accessible for as a starting point for these students. So usually days are happening 1 or 2 days programs. They are held in academic institutions at individual local events in various cities. They happen annually between October and November. So this is kind of a network and a consortium of host organizations that collaborate through the planning, execution, and post-event phases. As I said, students from all academic areas, but mainly health-related degrees, business and technology degrees, receive in these 1 or 2 day programs an introduction to practical health innovation tools through different workshops and talks, and then compete in teams to tackle real-life health challenges. So these challenges are proposed by either the university, private corporations, startups, and with the help of EIT Health. And after these 1 or 2 days events at local level, there is a final winners event where we gather all together the winning teams, and they are invited to compete in a ceremony from where the winning teams will receive further training as a prize, further training opportunities to participate in other education programs that we offer to continue their entrepreneurship paths and skill set change. So, for instance, this eDays this year we organized a winners event in Vienna last November, where 24 teams, one from each city, gathered to pitch, and then we selected. You can see the pictures here on the upper part, where the 6 finalist teams were selected by a jury panel of jury members. Plus, we also had a popularity award by all the students, and it was not this final competition event, they also had networking opportunities, inspiring talks, workshops, and it was embedded in this EIT Health career path from students to innovators program of 2 days, as I said, where they also had a career fair. So it opens a window for them to see what else is out there from our side to offer, so they can continue their training. It's a competence-based training, so we don't have a fixed curriculum. It's very flexible, and every EIT city can adapt to adapt the the learning material, let's say. So we tested, we checked some time ago, we analyzed which are the main competencies that are trained from the entry home framework, and this is the ones we spotted. So our students after these days are better prepared for spotting opportunities. They train creativity and value ideas, and they are trained also in ethical and sustainable thinking. So they improve in self-awareness and self-efficacy, motivation, perseverance, how to mobilize others. So it really requires taking the initiative, working with others, and after all, it's an experience to, it's an opportunity to learn through experience. So we work on students' attitudes and mindsets, how much they are willing to become entrepreneurs after these days. Regarding the challenge, all the challenges that the students are proposed are based on Sustainable Development Goal 3 related targets. This means the topics are to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. So they can be related to maternal mortality, childhood, neonatal mortality, infectious diseases, non-communicable diseases, substance abuse, road traffic, sexual and reproductive health, universal health coverage, or environmental health. As you can see, a broad variety, but all related to good health and well-being. For instance, this challenge can be very broad or very specific. Each EIT host can decide. For instance, we have one challenge here that says the theme of this competition will be promoting the adoption of new technologies, including artificial intelligence for citizens and engagement, and favoring, after all, the engagement to stimulate data sharing for the development of new technologies. So it can be applied to any of these targets that I just mentioned. Or it can be very specific, as for example, this one saying hearing health is expensive and not covered by most European healthcare system, so often don't address their hearing problems because it's elevated costs. So the proposal of will be aligned with SDG 3.8 by helping in achieving universal health hearing health coverage by facilitating access to hearing devices for low-income families. So, as I said, very flexible again. Regarding the evolution of EIDays, they have happened annually, or as between October and November every year. So we don't have an end date, but they started in 2016. It started as a small program with only 6 EIDays cities in 3 different countries, and we obtained 500 students trained. It kept growing year after year, and by 2019, we already had 31 EIDays around Europe in 20 different countries. This year, we had 12 RIS have incorporated for the first time. So it was well accepted by these regions. This year, in 2022, we hosted 24 EIDays around Europe in 16 countries, and we are still analyzing the data, but more than 1,400 students attended these EIDays. So you can see here in the upper part all the cities, 47 cities that have hosted eDays activities, spread into 26 countries, as you can see in the word cloud in the bottom. So how do we manage these eDays? From 2016 until 2020, it was a network led by one of our partners, and EIT Health was a collaborator offering support. But in 2020, there was a transition, and this activity was transferred to ORCIC, and it was EIT Health activity leader together with an educational and academic leader, the ones supporting the eDays host cities. So, what we do is we organize regular catch-up meetings with the consortium, with all the partners. We discuss and support them in academic aspects, for instance, how to define the challenge or the methodology to use with the students. We also help them plan the event and the students' recruitment. So we are in charge of marketing and help them decide who to invite, the resources allocation, the awards, provide registration links, support scoreboards for the jury members, yeah, all these aspects to have a good event delivery. And we also um, help or collaborate with our partners to extract lessons learned after the event in order to report. Additionally, we work with them in their sustainability plan on how they will continue with this activity after EIT funding ceases. So talking about the sustainability plan, the duration of EIT Health funding for each city is 4 years. So these cities that apply to host eDays need to present a sustainability plan and explain how they expect to continue running the program once funding ceases. So we offer them a guidance during these 4 years to work on the plan so it doesn't stop after our support. And we also invite those cities that already receive funding for 4 years to submit their interest in continue their being members of this network, of this consortium, through the recognition scheme. So this way, if they enter this recognition scheme, we monitor the cities to get the KPIs, and they continue benefiting from our support and by being part of the network. And we expect most of the cities to continue with their own sources of funding, becoming self-sustainable eDays. Regarding the success factors of eDays, what we think is the most important points of these programs is its openness. There is a very low barrier to entry. Almost everyone with an interest can access. All the students that have this interest will be able to enter to apply. Also, we saw a strong interest from risk regions. There is a benefit in mixing students from different backgrounds and different experience with. So there is this exchange of experience and fresh ideas coming into the groups, and that is very beneficial from our point of view. We also connect with HEI as it is an early stage in the entrepreneurial journey of these future change makers. This is not a very expensive event, what makes it easy to implement. And we also think it's very important that it gives an opportunity for the universities to work with the industry, with partners and startups. For instance, defining the challenge or inviting mentors or jury members. So this way they can fortify their knowledge triangle. And also, as I said, the recognition scheme is very important for us to continue getting the KPIs and keeping in contact with the network after these 4 years. So the iDays reportability factors, or what I want you to make sure to take home as a message, is that it's a very flexible program that you can, or every city can adapt to their needs or interests or challenges or agenda, and also that there is a low entry barrier for students from different backgrounds, as I said. The low budget required, or even the possibility to host it online, as we did during the pandemic. And at the same time, we, as a kid, we get visibility and a very easy to obtain impact. So, would you be interested in implementing this kind of innovation student festival? Because it is, as we see it, it's a very energetic and festive event that we host every year. So this is all from my side. If you have questions, I will be happy to try to answer. And you can also check our website, EIDAYS EIT Health, to get more information. So I hope it was interesting for you, this presentation. Thank you. And this is, you can check here my email in case you want to reach out and ask more questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lorena, for your presentation. I'm hoping now that the viewers or the participants here have some questions as well. But in the meantime, there we go. We have your first question, so we'll save mine for later. When can we expect new call, asks Miroslav.
We don't really know. We are not planning to have a new call soon, but it will be published in our webpage in case you want to keep a tune. But we don't expect a new call soon.
That was sort of linked to my question, Lorena, because I was wondering if a new city or an educational institution in a city that hasn't had an iDay so far, if they want to organize one, how could they go about it? Was what I was thinking, but
yeah, it's a very interesting question, of course. But the thing is that we don't have a date. We don't know when we are going to have a new call, so new cities can join the program. But we will publish it in our webpage as soon as we know.
Very well. So we have another question from Stefania, who asks us, how higher education institutions and hosting cities cooperate for the iDays, and what is the benefit for them?
So we cooperate. We are a network, as I said. All these e-cities hosts are part of this network, and they help each other to organize the e-days in each of the cities with our help. So they get, well, what is the benefit for them as institution? They get visibility. They get their students to get trained in these competencies that I mentioned, and the possibility to attend a pan-European finals event, at the winners event, where students can meet other students with same interests from different cities, different backgrounds, and that it's very interesting for them to network and continue their entrepreneurial path.
Next up, we have a question, as Marco says, which is from a very technical point of view. Which kind of software-based tools have you used during the pandemic for the event, in particular to facilitate the interaction among students?
I'm sorry, I can't answer this one because I was not here during the pandemic. I recently joined EIT Health, but I think every city use their own tools, the ones they had it at their university, at their institution.
That makes sense. Lorena, I was also wondering, so what is the size of, let's say, a consortium or a network that usually organizes each iDay? How many educational institutions potentially collaborate with each other in each city?
It depends on the city because there are some cities that involve 2, 3 partners apart from the university that is hosting the eDay. But it really depends. Some of them invite startups to help and collaborate in the organization, or research institutes, other universities if there are a few universities in the city. So it really depends, but I can't say it. There is a broad variety.
Fair point. I was just trying to get maybe a rough idea if there's some criteria that there has to be a minimum number, but I understand that it really varies from city to city.
Exactly.
All right. Let's see if we get maybe another question or two. We might just have enough time for that. Okay, looks like we might end a few minutes earlier, which means it gives you just enough time to perhaps pick up a coffee and make your way to the next set of parallel sessions that will start at 11. And they are on the SILP program by EIT Climate, or you can join the EIT Digital Internship Program. So you have two of these talks coming up in 10 minutes' time. Thank you all then.
Perfect. Thank you so much.